Hello and welcome to another VSA Capital video with me, Ollie O'Donnell. If you like our videos, then please do follow and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Today, I'm joined by Oliver Hasler, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of PYX Resources, a zircon producer in Indonesia. We'll be covering the results, the recent investment deal, the growth outlook, and the market backdrop for zircon. Oliver, thanks for joining me. You're in Indonesia at the moment. How are things?
Hi, Ollie. It's Ollie. Always good talking to you. Yes, I'm back in Indonesia, which it's great to be here again. Indonesia was closed for part of the year last year because of COVID. So now we can go back to the mine. It's very nice to see the progress we have made. As you know, last year we acquired a second tenement in Indonesia. We also increased the capacity of a mineral separation plant. So it's very good to see the progress the people on the ground have done.
Brilliant. And you just reported results, so perhaps you could give us a quick summary of what you've announced.
Sure. As a matter of fact, yesterday we published our results, and as you could see, we had a production increase of 10%. We're also very happy with the revenue increase of 39%, resulting from one side from the increase in volume, but also from the very big increases in zircon prices. As you might recall, last year we published 4 price increases. So zircon grew by 87% last year and is still growing this year. So all in all, we had a very good year. Also on our PYX Cares program, I was very proud to be able to report that while Indonesia last September had a vaccination rate of 40%, we managed to vaccinate 100% of our people. So in a very challenging year, the team showed very strong results.
Brilliant. And perhaps you can explain some of the changes in production as well. You mentioned 10% year on year, but you had a very strong end to the year, but a bit of a dip in Q3. So what happened there, and how does that relate to the capacity increase that you mentioned?
Yes, as you might remember, our focus has been since February 2020, when we did the original IPO, was to focus on increase in volume. 2020, we had a fabulous year of almost 40% increase. And last year was, as I mentioned, a difficult year. We had horrible floods in Indonesia. So although we increased the capacity, we lost almost July and August because of flooding around the mine. And then again, we lost part of the production in the months of November because of flooding. So it was a very difficult year. Despite that, we managed to show an increase of 10%. And as you could see, December in particular, we had a production of 1,200 tons, which shows a very strong increase. So if you analyze that, we have shown a much bigger increase of production that you would see directly from the results in 2021.
Excellent. And with that growth in mind, you recently announced an investment deal from a US institutional investor. So could you explain the terms of that detail from a sort of high level, and how that's affecting your growth outlook?
Sure. We signed a placement with an American institution called VSA Capital Global Opportunities Master Fund. So this is very good because it's an institutional investor that invested $4.5 million. We received the cash 2 days ago with an option of another $9 million. And I think this is very important on 2 fronts. It shows the interest there is in our project. We have a great opportunity of growth. Timing could not be better. You know that there is a structural deficit of zircon supply. As a result of that, prices are growing. And I believe, and I'm very bullish about zircon prices, that this structural gap in supply demand will continue for a very long time because there are no projects to compensate for it. So what we want to do is accelerate our project. So on one side, we want to grow our volume output faster on the Mandiri side, and we're exploring on starting to produce on Tisma. So timing could not be better as far as zircon, and timing today with everything happening in the world is perfect as well.
And so in relation to the zircon price, what is actually driving those higher prices? Because they've carried on rising into this year from the end of last.
Yes, so you know that the entire industry has been projecting this lack of supply, and it was just delayed by 1 year because of the zircon pandemic. But starting early last year, prices started to grow as China started to increase their consumption again and normalize their demand. So we have an increase of demand, a lack of supply, a trade war between the biggest producer of zircon, Australia, and China, the biggest off-taker. And if you add all the new projects that are coming on board, they do not compensate for that lack of supply. And the big mines are reaching the end of their mine life, and as a result of that, a much lower productivity. So in December 2020, we had zircon prices of 1,318. We closed the year at 2,465. Today, we're selling zircon at $3,000 per ton. So we have more than increased by 120% over the last 20 months. And the pressure on price will continue as the world is also using zircon for innovative technologies, which is, as a matter of fact, the highest growth. As you know, Australia declared zircon as one of the 24 critical minerals towards the transition to carbon zero. And there's more and more applications for energy storage, solar cells, semiconductors, etc., with zircon. So this will only make the problem bigger.
Right. And looking at Iluka, one of the market leaders, if you see their recent presentation on the supply side, they say that almost half of the projects that are due to come online, they're not suitable for many of the uses of zircon because of high impurities like uranium and thorium. So how does PYX fit into that, and are they affected by that issue?
On a positive way. You have seen our numbers, and we have a very high assemblage value compared to the rest of our peers, because at the end we are a zircon mine with byproducts of ilmenite and rutile, where most of the mines in the world are ilmenite miners with byproducts of rutile and zircon. But not only do we have a very high quality in assemblage value, we have a low alumina content and a low uranium plus thorium, or low radioactivity content of less than 500 parts per million. So on one side, we have a natural margin with a high assemblage. On the other side, we have a very high quality, which it makes it perfect for the applications in fused zirconia, which is exactly the products you need for the innovative products today. In addition to that, we're in Indonesia, which is a Belt and Road country, and with that, a strategic ally of China, so we're perfectly situated.
Great. Well, look, that's a great point to finish on, and a great summary. Thanks very much for your insights, Oliver. We'll be speaking to you again soon, I'm sure.
Thank you very much, Ollie. Good seeing you.